Did you know that you can create stunning oil painting using just a few simple techniques? In recent years I have tried different tools and techniques, which is different and unusual way to paint. If you are interested in exploring the creative techniques of oil painting, this oil painting tutorial is for you. So stick around. We paint on a 3mm MDF board that has been primed 4 times with gesso. Then we start with the oil paint. The first layer I call the base layer of my oil painting. Then we add a second layer to add a little more detail. And the third and final layer with all the necessary details. Very simply, we're just mixing up ultramarine blue with the titanium white. Let it be a little bit more darker on the top, and middle we have a little bit lighter colors and titanium white on the bottom. So we're tapping those clouds with crumpled paper towel and using soft blending brush, adding up a little bit more crazy colors on the middle, and that's it. That's finished for the sky. Distant mountains with the same color, and now we start tapping up the trees. This is the easier way to do those distant trees, because it just, you can do the brush as well, no problem with that, but I find that this just gives that bit of a natural different tree tops and stuff. I usually split the masking tape in the middle, because I don't like using straight masking tape like I did those tree lines, but I'm fixing up with my my brush to make it a little bit more natural and softer, like you can see it here. Just taking off the masking tape and moving down a little bit, and then I'm just adding a little bit more darker colors there. That'll be the actually where the water meets the sand or the land. So I'm just using masking tape. I can isolate that water. So I'm working like a jig puzzle sort of thing, from the sky down to the land, and again water, and then on the bottom I'll do the land again. You can see how I apply paint with my palette knife a lot, especially when it's a larger area. I need to put a lot of paint. It's a good way to get your paint on a panel and then use brush. Okay, and this is our first layer, so we have been let the painting dry properly before we do the second layer. It's just easier to do the next step, because we are using the masking tape again and split it on the middle again. And it has to be a dry painting if we do this masking tape technique. So we're adding up some of the mountains on the background, and it's just an easier way to do that. And now I'm just building up a little bit more that tree line there. And I show you with my little paper trick, I can do those tree trunks and branches very easily, like you can see here. And again, we're doing this crumpled paper technique. We're adding those tree foliage and starting with the olive green, which is the darker. Gently tap those foliages and add some sap green as well. I wanted to add a little bit more olive green on the water as well, and that is glazing actually, and you can wipe it a little bit off if it's too dark. And again, painting has been now 2 days been drying, and it's very dry now, and we can start using masking tape again. You have seen me to use liquid original a lot. I don't use linseed oil because it takes too long to dry. So liquid original is really good on that point of view. It accelerates the drying time, which is really good on this purpose, especially when you do the layer by layer. You don't have to wait weeks and weeks. Here I'm using marble dust to get that more texture and more thicker the paint. Yeah, so now we start doing the tree trunks, and the painting is nice and dry now, so we can do this with the masking tape. This is a good way to do when you add so much paint and get that texture on your tree trunks. Plus you can use your palette knife, without worrying about that paint goes all over the place. Obviously you have to be careful and don't go over the masking tape, and it does give that bit of a different design on your tree as well. Gives that bit of a natural look when you're working on with your palette knife. Adding up the darker colors on the top, the titanium white, and then you just swipe it down. And when you take the masking tape off, you can just fill up the caps what need to be filled for the branches, and using your brush as well to finalizing whatever you want to do. Good about to do the layer by layer is that if you make a mistake, you can always wipe it off. I just want to recap our 3-layer painting. First layer, you do the base painting, and then I let it dry overnight or 2 nights, and then you got the second layer and you proceed again. You can use your masking tape technique again when the painting is not dry, and you do the second layer, and then you could do the third layer, which is the final layer, and then you proceed again to the masking tape, if you will. You see my paper tool, I just twisted my paper towel very tightly, and then you can use them for those branches as well, and little tap little marks on the tree, which makes it a little bit more natural look. If you are lucky enough to find one of these worse looking brushes, you can create grass very easily with it. And you usually just have those darker colors on the bottom of the grass, and then you add up the yellow ochre, a little bit lighter colors on the top of the grass, and you can whip those last twigs on grass with your paper towel tool, which is very handy. And now we do the final finishing. It's our third layer, so we're just finishing this fishing shack on the beach. It is easier with the layer by layer painting because you can every layer just correct your second layer, whatever you do. What is good about that as well, you got the fresh set of eyes every time. Tweaks you can do afterwards. So I do recommend it. You just need a little bit more patience when you paint oil paintings. So if you like the video, I really appreciate your time. It's time to finish my small painting, and see you on the next video. I have another Australian country road painting for you if you are interested. See you next time. Bye now.